going up and up, it's magic. With the gang, we...
Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let's go. Let's do this. Down. Ready. Blue 80. Hey, Tuesday. Ready for that.
A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. Devontae Freeman, they're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, his fourth touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Wow, first play in the game, CD, 75 yards. These people, they haven't even filed in yet from the tailgate lots.
Everyone talks about starting out fast. Everyone talks about getting explosive-type plays. That was absolutely a thunderbolt. And on the defensive side, he spent all week scheming, all week preparing, and it seems like it goes right out the window.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Ready. 54, right there. 54, Mike. Woo! He's coming.
The second-year man from USC, this is Ronald Jones. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Motion. Hey, one set. Check.
On play action, Brissett. He's going to air one out. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Hey, tight down. There you go.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They got to figure this out. They got to figure him out. 4 sacks last week. Now one in the first quarter. What do they do?
Well, great pass rushers usually have a go-to move, but the best pass rushers, they have counters to their go-to move. So they'll show you that. Then when you adjust, they counter it and still get to the quarterback. And you don't pile up that many sacks. We had 4 in the game last week without having some go-to moves with counters.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. A big run there by Freeman, 56 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Here's the first carry for Alex Collins. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Double time. Go. Hey, we got four down. Go. Check Mike 45. Here we go.
Ryan. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Devin White coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's third and goal.
Here I come.
From the shotgun, Ryan to the goal line, but it's incomplete. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold him to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down. Out of the gun, Brissett. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. Well, the crowd doesn't like that. Was going to bring up fourth. Now it's first.
They don't like it at all, do they? It brings them back into it, but really not in a positive way. Now they're angry. That can jangle a team a little bit as well. Pass interference ruined that series of downs for them.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Grady Jarrett in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
You go tight. You got tight right there.
Brissett now. Airing this one out for Evans. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
22.
On 2nd and 9, Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield. Trying to disrupt Julio Jones there, the intended target. A little too close, got the flag thrown.
I'm not sure anyone can cover Julio Jones one-on-one for very long without getting their share of pass interference calls. His size, his speed, his physicality makes it almost impossible to do.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Recon, 132 fighter. Check.
This is Freeman. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
We taking win. Hey, right. 45 the mark. Pick it up.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Check. 45 the mark.
From the gun, it's Ryan. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
Ready. Now the one. Mark 45. Watch the curl.
And they try the sweep to Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
Come on, fellas.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Brings up second and 11 at the 30-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11.
Okay, just like that.
Running right, Jones. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Only one way to describe Ronald Jones' rookie season with Tampa Bay, and that's disappointing. Drafted to be their lead runner, just 23 carries on a team that ranked 29th in the NFL in rushing.
After the run by Jones, here's first and 10.
Here it comes, here it comes. Hey, alert three. Switch.
Now they'll run on the draw. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a second and long.
Ready. 26 yard. 27. No change. Mike 27. Let's go, defense.
From the gun, here's Brissett. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third.
Mike 27. You got nothing to run. Hey, check Mike.
Brissett. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Watch the pass.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Hey, 59, ready. Wide, 80 weapons.
Freeman again, a first down carry. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return. They're hoping to see the form that have led him to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike. Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on. Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. Gotta go.
From the 24, Ryan, and that's off the mark, incomplete. It was the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
Calvin Ridley more than justified his first-round selection in 2018. 64 catches as a rookie and found the end zone 10 times. Did a nice job getting open right there and picking up a first down.
Tight dog. Hey, Sam. Check 99.
Now Ryan on first down. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind, no pointing fingers, no accusations. Because if you don't, those quick strikes we just saw, they become long-lasting.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Falcons push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
That's it, baby. We're going to work.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but well, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores up. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off right around the 43. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On second down, Freeman. And a nice run. They're going to take this close to the first down marker at the Bucs 21.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Freeman a first down and more. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Falcons push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. 15 yards as Tampa Bay picks up the first. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Brissett to throw on first. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage.
Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Target.
A second down throw for Brissett. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
Martin, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that, because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
After the delay, they're backed up even further for 3rd and long. They'll throw again. Brissett airing this one out for Evans. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks. And they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Check Mike. Hey, wahoo! Defense wins championships, baby. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
On second and 11 now. Ryan. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
The Falcons on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, Ryan. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Devin White able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense.
At their own 42-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They've done nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Face. Mike 5-4. Bravo. Mike 5-4. I got you. Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Operating from the gun, Ryan. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. 58. 54. Hey, Red Lance. He's checking. Get up.
Here's Ryan. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie linebacker from LSU, Devin White.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Brissett sets to throw it. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage. Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Short yardage, Brissett. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about.
Let's go. Set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5. Throwing. Brissett. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
11. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Crunch time, defense. 5. Mike 54.
To throw is Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was looking for Julio Jones, his Pro Bowl receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Third and long. It's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, what's the plan of attack here? Very late second quarter, and look where the ball is.
Yeah, bad spot for you. But the defense has all 3 timeouts. So what you're telling your team is ball security number 1. It's not all on the running backs if you decide to run the football. That offensive line has got to protect them and wedge out some space because you can't just kneel. They take 3 timeouts. They're going to get the ball back in good field position for a chance to put points on the board. You've got to try and get a first down and run out this first half.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, check up. Check Mike 27. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Mike 27, Mike 27, Mike 27. Go on.
Brissett. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Bucs forced to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Off the play fake, here's Brissett. Airing this one out for Evans. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. Third down here. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
45. Mike, 45. Let's go.
Now Brissett. Looking downfield for Godwin. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offensive coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more, but a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
Gets it off to Freeman. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go. Here we go. Mike 54. Mike 54. I want that. Give me that ball. Hey, Tuesday.
They snap it at 1. Now Ryan. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. But now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. 51. Right there. 54. Right there. Right there. 54, Mike. Watch the slant. Watch the slant.
From the gun, Ryan. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is taken in at the 5. And he gets this down deep into Tampa Bay territory. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Now this throw caught left side. It's a gain of 16, first down Tampa Bay.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Here we go. Here we go. Let me end it. I'm coming for you. You mine.
Now a first down carry by Jones. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 44. Brissett, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. 45, 45, 45, Mike, 45. Here we go, D. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Open man has got one. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
First down.
From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 36.
What twist?
They go back to the ground with Jones. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Ready. He's tired of you. He's tired of us. That's it.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Let's go. 45, 45, 45.
Here's Brissett. And this is caught by Evans. And they'll get this down to the 10. 12 yards there and a first down.
When Mike Evans sees man coverage, I don't think he's the only guy who gets excited. I'll guarantee the guy throwing the ball does, because guess what? He's got a lot of options about where to place it because of Mike Evans' size and frame.
Brissett now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Come to me, it's me. 45 to Mike. There's a party now.
Brissett now. And he's got his tight end, Howard. It's a Buccaneer touchdown. O.J. Howard, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go. Here we go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The 3rd quarter has not been kind to them. After they built that lead at intermission, they've seen that lead shrink.
And how much of that is simply execution? How much of that is maybe you lose your edge a little bit because you've got a lead? And you do have to credit the other team some because they've made some adjustments to start to slow them down. Can they find those counters now, those extra plays or plays they haven't run that'll be effective and get them back moving again?
They'll be looking for something here, anything to seize that momentum back. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
Hey, exit. Hey, watch out. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. You better bring it. You better bring it. Wait. Right now, you better.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Ryan now 8 of 17 so far, under 50%. They run, Devontae Freeman. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T. 58. Crunch. 39. 45. Got it. 45. I'm on.
Now Ryan. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Looked like he tried it all there, tried to use some physicality, right? Tried to use some footwork, some head fakes, but he was covered the entire way. Dogged in every step. That forced the incompletion. No separation at the end of the route.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And that is incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And great special teams work here. Let's just knock it on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
45 the mic. Hey, check mic 45. Check mic 45. We ain't giving them nothing today.
On second and very short, Brissett. He completes it to Evans. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Brissett now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Jones. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Set, ready. 45. 45 the mic. 45 the mic. Watch the slant. Watch the slant. 45 the mic. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Hey, check mic 45.
On second and 11 now. Brissett going up top. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
45.
From the red zone now, Brissett. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through. You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
They just get the play off. Now Brissett to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Flush to his right. Got his man. That's the Pro Bowler Julio Jones. It's a gain of 16. First down, Falcons.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They toss to Freeman. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
21. Check. 6-6. Pull it high. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. 20.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got you, boy. Kill. Hey, Strickland. 58.
54. Mike 54. All day.
Get up.
Check 43.
Check. Got it.
From just shy of midfield, Ryan, and it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for... Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game. And all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
Ready.
Drop deep. Tight end right.
Hey, Strickland. Hey, Haywood.
Hey, man. Watch the boot.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Looking end zone, and he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Falcons capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Let him. 45 to Mike. 6-man. Check curls. Watch out.
To throw is Brissett. Trying to lay one up deep. And my goodness, another interception. It's Desmond Trufant. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Check safety.
Check.
They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. And that's a loss of 7 on the first down play.
Shady Blue 80, line 25.
Bring it.
Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Falcons on third down. They've converted 3 times and 8 chances. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Ryan. He completes it to Jones. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 42 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10.
51, stop!
45 to Mike. Here we go.
From the shotgun, Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw their football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Ryan now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Show it up.
51, stop! Check.
Switch.
11. Hey, 7.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Ryan. Throw left side complete. That's Freeman. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
On 2nd down now, it's Freeman. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7.
This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The Falcons on 3rd down, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Hey, Tuesday. Hey, Steve 6.
Ryan. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
You and I both know we're into a whole new realm of football because we're not just looking at tendencies anymore. We're looking at analytics, and I've got to think the analytics on 3rd and 1 say run the football.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for Touchback.
25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
On the double. You better be afraid of me. You better be afraid of me.
Now it's the backup gathered. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Takk McKinley, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. After the sack on first down, Brissett in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and long for Brissett. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Takk McKinley, what a season he continued. To have his 15th sack of the campaign. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. 45, 45, 45, Mike, 45. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Brissett to throw for it on fourth. And Brate, the tight end's got it. The Bucs try it on fourth down, but come up empty. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.